Your younger self wants to feel empowered. There's a time and a place we have to like feel the things, but I think a lot of us go really long with constantly replaying and constantly feeling the thing that stems from, the dysfunction from whenever younger age we were. And that is actually kind of insane. That's sick. That's like rehashing out. Like, how many more freaking times does your 6-year-old have to revisit that feeling of unworthiness with you as an adult? So I'm saying there is like a healthiness in feeling whatever feelings that needed to be felt that maybe we couldn't handle or process at a certain age. But it's almost like a samurai mastery where we have to like kind of put on the brakes at some point and like, realize that version of us, that younger self, actually, yeah, they want compassion for what they went through, but even more, they want to feel freaking empowered. So when we're expanding and stepping into bigger versions of ourselves, we're actually expanding backwards. And I heard this amazing reader, Taylor Eaton, she does like awesome abundance money readings, and like she feels really authentic and down to earth. It doesn't feel like materialistic. It's just about, just check her out. But she said this thing, when we're expanding, we expand in all directions, forward, backwards, whatever. And it led me to think about how, like, wait, if I'm like trying to expand into this like even more true, authentic, aligned with my power version of myself, that means that I got to get my child self, I got to get my teenage self, I got to get my 30-year-old self, I got to get all those versions of myself empowered too. So I think that's like something really important to think about just generally. And like, there are different, and this is one thing I'm going to be teaching in my next workshop. I don't have the announcement yet. I don't have the link and whatever, but you can sign up for just to know about all my workshops and everything else I'm doing on my email list. So you just go to my website and a thing pops up. You can put your email in. And this one is called Identity Shift Now. I believe it's going to be August 17th. And I'll also try to have a promo code for you guys. Hopefully I can get that to happen. But when we're aligning and with these new versions of ourselves, we also have to empower the past versions of us. Now, you may have heard this technique, revising, and there's some that are even like, you can jump into a version of yourself who didn't have that trauma. And like, in the world of physics or reality, or I don't know, this whole thing we're in is so bendable that I don't know. But like, I'm not interested in pretending my trauma didn't happen or aligning with the version of Cara Elizabeth who's didn't go through being molested as a kid, because I'm not interested in abandoning that little girl that went through that to become some other version who never dealt with that, because it is that little freaking girl who endured that trauma multiple times who freaking created Animal Apothecary. Like, that girl is my most valuable freaking asset. Her enduring that and understanding reality through the lens of that level of horror is what created, this, the alchemist, the transmuter, she made this. She's my most valuable freaking asset. So I'm not interested in, and I don't, most people aren't even privy to this, but I've just heard of this, and that, you can like revise your past story so that you didn't go through that. But I'm just not interested in abandoning her. So, I just don't align with that. But I am interested in getting her to see how freaking valuable she is and getting her to feel empowered, because like I said earlier, we expand in all directions when we're expanding So I need my my past selves to also honor how freaking powerful they are. And like I said, the thing I'm doing this for myself personally in this reading, I'm picking these 3 different spreads, cards are going to be, I definitely know one is that like 5-6-year-old, and then there's a teenage, and then there's one that's a few years ago. So you can either just pick one card, or you could think of like a couple different versions of yourself who want to share something. So here we go. Pick whatever number you picked. Check it out on the timeline, and I'll see you there. Numero unos. Check it out. I just want to share the concoction I'm drinking. So I boil like tons. I have a huge thing of it in my fridge. I cut up ginger, and then I put dandelion root, organic dandelion root tea bags, like a bunch, cayenne pepper, turmeric powder, lemon, and saffron sprinkles. I think that's it. And then like I just make a big thing of it, and I keep it in the fridge, and then I keep adding water to it, but like it's so freaking good for you, and it has like a kick. Okay, whatever. Anyways, let's get to you. So I first want you to just like connect to what version of this, like I need them in the reading. I need you to like bring them forward, and I really want you to like empower them. I want you to see how freaking valuable they are. I think that is the most, if you're listening to this reading, there's clearly something that went down at a certain age that made you feel some type of way, which most likely is some format of not good enough. And I just think one thing, as we expand forward, we can start, it is that thing where we like look at almost like a parent to our child self, of just how extremely precious they are. Like even to the extent of like, oh my God, what if they got hit by a car? Like that is a life, that is the most precious life. Like that child in you, like I want you to start seeing like how freaking they like worthy, and like they're the most valuable freaking thing, because without them you wouldn't be here. So bring them in, and I am so excited, kids, or even if this might be a version of you who's 20 years old, like whatever past freaking versions, come on down, because you're gonna use your voice. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, so we're gonna be asking, I wrote it down, them to share with us some different aspects, right? Like first, I want you to have them connect with whatever pain or limiting belief. There's some kind of gem, there's some kind of wisdom, like whatever pain that they've experienced, what do they want to share with you about that, or wisdom from it? And then I want you to think of how powerful they are, that they endured whatever they went through, how resilient they are, how they grew up into this adult who cares so much about becoming their greatest self and healing themselves and humanity. Like you're not listening to me if you're not into like becoming awesome and like, also wanting the world and Mother Earth and humans to also evolve and heal. So the most resilient and powerful aspect of them, what that part of them wants to share with you. Okay, I want to ask them about you, what they think about you right now, and what guidance and advice they have for what you're trying to manifest. So just think of the thing you're trying to manifest. Like get a visual. And then What do they want to tell you about that? Okay, now get into your body. Oh, get in your body. Just tap, whatever, squeeze, just get in your body. And then this body was also that child's body. I'm trying to like think of like how a child would just be silly. Again, this doesn't need to be the child aspect, but I'm kind of thinking of a child within me. I mean, I am. Here's this one sticking out too. Okay, you ready? Let's see what. Oh, wow. Jeez, that's heavy. Man, I'm getting like, the last reading I did, one of the cards spread, it's just like I get emotional, whatever. But this is really powerful. I mean, the first card, it's just really beautiful what they shared. I'm a little bit like, wow. So the pain that you endured, and what your child self is asking you to understand, that it was a part of your destiny path. It was a part to, one, like, there's something like you're this alchemist, that you would transmute that and you would turn it into something that serves the world and serves others. And that despite maybe not feeling protected from whatever, from life with a capital life, or from whoever or whatever, that you were always being watched over and guided. And even though there might have been like really horrible things or just unjust things that happened to you, that like there is something that has surrounded you always, some kind of guides, but that this was a part of your life to endure this and go through this, and that it was through understanding that level of suffering that would only be the way for you to get to this heightened ability to share your light and to share your gifts, and that it was a part of, it was literally the thing that was the catalyst for you to align with your purpose. So that's pretty intense and beautiful. And the fact that your younger self is like aware of that, I'm impressed. I think, you know, for me, the age I chose, like, I've just kind of started realizing that I have to, like, you know, I've been doing some like journeying work with her and animal powers and superpower visualizations, but like it's recently where I'm like, oh my God, I have to like, I have to value her. I have to like help her see her value, because her whole thing from her experiences were that like she wasn't good enough. And I've been really just kind of the past few days like aligning with understanding like the value of her, which is very different. Like this isn't something I've really done before. So I just kind of think it's cool that your inner selves and younger selves and my inner selves, like all of them are collectively coming together, and they're like, you know, we understand that we went through those things to become the greatest version of ourselves. Like, talk about like wisdom. Oh my God. Okay, so the second card, how resilient and powerful they are. Their power, what them standing in their freaking power, what message do they have for you? The kid who's freaking standing in their power, better than you can imagine. So this is about, there's been this phase that you've been in, possibly the last few years, that, you know, there's been so much change within you in the last few years, but like, you might not fully feel like you're aligned with that thing you've been working on embodying and becoming in the last few years. And that there's something about the timing for this, and that the gestation period, because, you know, I get that you kind of can manifest anything at any time. But there is wisdom in things coming at certain moments, because you're actually being prepared with wisdom through all of life's ups and downs to kind of like hold that next level of the thing you want to manifest. And that, let's just relate that to like the fetus. Like, if it comes out at 6 months, that's not good. Like, we want it to go through its whole process in the mother's womb to come to its like fullest self and all the things it needs while it's within the mom. We don't want it to like, oh, I need to hurry up and like see this awesome kid that I'm creating in my stomach. Like, just hurry up and get out. Like, we don't want an early birth. We want it to come at 9 months. The other thing is that dragonflies underwater for, depending on the species, 3 to 7 years before it like fulfills its highest, most awesome purposes, which is this flight, which is this freedom, which is this, you know, it's something that is rare in that it can hover, it can go forwards, backwards, frontwards, and that forwards, backwards, sideways thing kind of just reminds me of that, like that expanding in every direction. And that they reflect rainbows on their wings. Their wings aren't rainbow colors. Their wings reflect source's light, right? God, creator, greatest mystery, the light, that's the metaphor. And it reflects back to others rainbows. So there's also something about like your ability, that what you're sharing with others, that is your purpose, is actually that you're just the tool that can like share life's creations, kind of, you're the instrument for life to express itself in that unique way that no one else can. And like, it's like if you're the saxophone, right? Like, you are completely made to do that, but it's like through, let's use the analogy of like a person playing it. It's almost like source is playing you, right? Like, you're aligned with source instead of coming from a headspace where we're believing programs. This is saying that the next level that is coming for you is one, better than you can imagine, but is you being in alignment to be freaking God's tool, to be greatest mysteries tool, to be the universe's tool, to be the, like, you know, I'm trying to say all these words because everyone gets like offended by a word that honestly no one even knows what the heck. It's like beyond ourselves. We're all a part of it, but like words are, I don't care what word you call it, the word is limiting one way or the other. But like, yeah. So, the next card is what the younger version of you wants you to know about this thing you're working on manifesting. I love it. Prayer freaking answered. So if, you know, you're familiar with this card, it's that you have to act like your prayer has been answered. And yes, you get this buffalo abundance, but you get the bee, which is your purpose. See the bee on here, your destiny path card. So younger self is saying, act like your prayer has been answered. No, it has been answered, because there is, and these are the two body tech cards, there's absolutely nothing to freaking fear. Like, this is saying that whatever, illusion or thing you're scared of is not reality. And just to teach you this body tech, see, she's in Panther Paw. So Panther is really awesome for facing fears and then realizing that the fear isn't even real. It's like an illusion we made up in our head, because even when we think of Black Panther, she's actually not just fully black. In the light, she's spotted, and some even look like they have kind of auburn colored hair. So you do this thing with your fingers, Panther, and it's just like when you have those. And if you're unfamiliar with me or body tech, hi, I'm the author, creator of Animal Apothecary card deck, and I'm also working on my new body tech deck, which is that we are our own technology. And when we fuse movements with intention, that it actually works like tech. It acts like programming a computer. So, but it's the intention with the movement that makes it work. So, the Panther Paw, and just kind of feeling like where you feel that fear. And I think it's really important to note that, like, when you do these exercises, I'm going to teach you a little bit more about that. It is knowing that sometimes you will feel a difference and sometimes you won't, but just knowing that it did something, and that it's just like everything, like our inner medicine is so, it's the body's like technology is like often this like slow ease kind of revealing, slow ease regeneration. It is not fast, hard, and quick, mostly. Maybe giving birth is. But like, if you just think of the tech of our bodies, it's usually not some like immediate, like forceful kind of thing. Things need to realign, things need to balance. But this is about really getting into where do you feel it, right? Where are we feeling it? And then and I also ask you to experiment, like, what's your tech? Like, maybe it feels like ripping quickly. Maybe it feels like most of my body tech is like inspired by different teachings, but I'm interested in you kind of figuring out like this movement and this breath with this movement and this breath and movement with this thought feel right for me. Because you're like, this whole age of Aquarius, it's like we're becoming our own teachers and we are our own medicine. So you got it in you. You know the answer. Okay, and then the last card from the body tech is Illuminate the World. So this is like the child of, or our body's younger self. Look at them shining. And this is just like stand in star pose or sit in star pose. Imagining shining light. Imagining and like just radiating, illuminating the entire world because you're a freaking star. Like, clearly there's some kind of big thing that you went through, whatever you went through, because you're here to illuminate the darkness. Like in the Baha'i teachings, it talks about how this era that we're in, the era of humanity's constant evolution, is this thing called like the children of the half-light. And that, we're kind of stepping in both worlds. And I kind of think we're like a warrior type of folk. We see through the illusion, yet we play in it a lot. And we get hijacked by it all the freaking time. That's fine. Whatever. We're part of this like next evolution of really shining, and like our standing in our shine, like when we just, you know, it, like, I don't know, how do I heal Mother Earth? How do I save all the animals? How do I stop the wars? By one, aligning with your freaking purpose and illuminating the world. Because your purpose, the human friggin' everything, all the humans in the world are like one human body, right? Because we're all one, we're all deeply connected. And every little one of those things, someone's kind of like the bones, the heart, the organs, the blood cells, the this, the that. Others are like, you know, becoming kind of like tumors or the parasite, like whatever. It's all this like one orchestrated thing where there's reciprocity and cooperation, where everyone's give, receive, give, receive, give, receive. But like you, as let's say like a metaphor, like you're some kind of a red blood cell, if you're not like aligning with your full freaking purpose, like what creation created you to be, one, you're probably gonna feel like crap or be in some kind of denial of reality to even endure and bear it. Because I think one of the big sufferings is like not fulfilling your potential. But like when you do fulfill your potential, you're playing the role in like uplifting and helping the entire human family body system. Does that make sense? So that's freaking cool. One more overarching message for you guys. Just think of that younger self. It's in you. It's in you. Like, duh. Like, you got this. The thing you want to create in this life, it's in you. You are that freaking powerful. You can create anything you want. You're your own demigod. Also, friends, please, like, I had a couple people ask for a reading from their child self. So, like, just please, anything you want to hear more about. I love doing readings from different aspects of ourselves. So if it's like whoever, you know, because there was like more than one person that said the child self, I was like, all right, done. So please keep them coming if you have thoughts or ideas like that you'd want to hear from these aspects of yourself. And I freaking love you, and I will see you on the flip side. Peace. Numero dos. Okay, so I want you to get aligned with whatever age this is, because we got to get them in the picture. I know for me, I'm doing each one of these readings is actually a different younger version age. So I know my age, figure out the age of you, this past version of you that we're connecting to. And think of them, ask them to influence this, and they are so freaking welcome. Okay, cool. So this just fell out. That one fell out, so we're gonna go with it. But this card is actually a message from the pain that they have endured. So maybe they want you to know something about that, or whatever they want to share with us from the pain that they've endured. And now I want you to see them standing in their freaking power, and how resilient they are, and how they got through it. Even if horrible, they are resilient. They are freaking powerful. They are the utmost valuable thing, because without them, you wouldn't be here. They endured it. So them standing in their most powerful self, and just like at this moment, let's just X out the equation of like whatever hell that they went through, and let's just see them happy and joyful and laughing and freaking, that is power. my alarm just went off on my phone, so it stopped. But I pulled this. This is, I don't know where it stopped it, but we were pulling for our most powerful younger self, standing in their power. Pulled this. Okay, so the third is what that younger aspect of you, their feelings and thoughts and guidance and wisdom on you right now and what you're manifesting in your life. So just think of the things that you are stepping into and embodying. And let's get their take on it. All right, now just inside your body, I mean, I know we like create like new skin and brain and everything every few years or whatever, but there's something still in our bodies that is like that part of us. So just touch your body, get in your body, that younger version of us in our bodies. We're gonna pull two. All right, let's see what we got. Wow, that's funny. Okay. So the pain that they endured, this is actually, you got the ostrich perception card, which the whole story is like, yeah, this could look like, oh, your head is in the sand and you're in denial and you're not facing something. When the truth is, she is a mother who is turning over her egg to ensure its best like cycle as an egg to develop into an awesome ostrich bird. So this is saying that whatever you endured, that there was something happening under in the behind scenes that you weren't aware of that was actually developing some kind of gift for you. That pain was not in vain. That pain actually was the thing that gave birth to this awesome freaking, like, whatever the thing is that you have in you, like, it's because of what you went through. So yeah, it's pretty straight to the point. This is funny because your most powerful, resilient self at that age, who's standing in their power, who is happy and joyful and freaking resilient and just like honoring how powerful they are, got the same exact card as the last reading. Better than you can imagine. So this is about, there's a couple things. You've been in this growth and development, and you there's like a certain way that you see reality and you understand reality, and a lot of it might be based on these old programs. But there is something coming for you where there is this releasing and leveling up into this version of yourself that is a part of your purpose, that is like, instead of working from aspects of yourself that are the programs of whatever made you feel not good enough, you're gonna actually be in alignment and in tune with source, spewing out whatever inspiration that is and sharing it with others. To give an example is that, I mean, I said this in the last reading. If you say you were created a saxophone, and that it's like your programs and ego, the not good enough and all the stuff, is gonna like sit there and just like touch the things on the saxophone and bang it and maybe like make stupid noises out of it that are actually kind of like, that doesn't sound great. Because what you want is the creator, what you want is God, what you want is source, what you want is the great mystery to play you as the freaking saxophone. And like, So you are in alignment with your highest potential because you are in alignment with the connection to receive inspiration and share these beautiful notes with humanity. So all that being said is like, this next phase that is coming for you, and this is the message from your most powerful younger self, that it's also taken time, because we see this like the baby in gestation, the baby's in the womb, that there is a reason for this timing, because if we took the baby out too early, it just like it would just have a lot of issues. So for whatever reason, you've had to wait for however long, because like even dragonfly is the nymph creature underwater, depending on the species, 3 to 7 years. So it's like before it turns into its like most amazing self. So there's a whole divine reason why you've waited, and that, you know, it is going to be your greatest gift, because it is the gift of you that you get to share, because you're in alignment with your creator and just being like your true freaking self that is beautiful to other people. Your third, what they want you to know about this thing that you are manifesting. And of course they're like, you are what you think. Okay, so pink flamingo starts off white and it's eating pink krill every day. And after about 3 years, it finally freaking turns pink. So yes, you are what you eat. You're absolutely what you eat. But even more so, you are what you think. So I think that they're sharing that like you're creating your own reality. Like the way you think is creating reality. The way you freaking think is creating reality. And, you know, one technique is scripting. I used to be obsessed with it. It was helpful. Robotic affirmations that I always thought, you know, you can't really, it's like you don't get into the feeling of it, but there is something about just kind of this like overriding and just like keep saying the thing in your head over and over and over again. And whenever you catch yourself like aware of your thoughts, to repeat those things, that can be helpful too. Visual journeys, absolutely, totally helpful. But like you're projecting out your reality and you're walking into whatever story that you've created in your head. So you absolutely can manifest this, and it's through just the way you think. And I think that when we are manifesting, you don't need to worry about how and when. You need to think about who and what. And then you identify, and you do this whole thing where you just again, this is why you got to come to my workshop. Identity shift. We have to assume the freaking character, because these past versions of ourselves have a little bit of a harder time manifesting these things because they have a limited kind of idea of who we are. So we're ready to kind of ixnay on those past identities and assume the identity of the version of us who has manifested these things, and then that'll come into play. Okay, what the younger self and like their embodiment and their body tech and their body, what they want. It's like my alarm keeps going off. Totally annoying. Totally. Okay. Be your own authority. That like stand in your freaking power. Stand in the fact that like you have gone through so much in your life and gained so much wisdom, and there is like, you know, authority isn't about having power over people. It's about having this like self-dominion and this like knowing that, and like humility is within authority. Like a good authoritative figure can listen to other aspects and can listen to other viewpoints without like falling apart and needing to overpower. Standing in your authority is just this like deep freaking inner knowing of your worth, is this deep freaking knowing of how powerful you are, this deep freaking kind of your authority, standing in your authority kind of like bounces off like the things that used to trigger you. It's like they just kind of like tap and just like fall instead of going and penetrating that old wound. It's like, no, like I'm good. I got this. I am freaking powerful. And the other body tech is emerge. So this is about, there's some kind of like emergence that is happening that is leading to this new level of confidence that is actually allotted by knowing the exact opposite level of that. So maybe it's like feeling ugly or not good enough or insecure or scared or whatever. Its gift is like this emergence into this new freaking, I almost said authority, but it's confidence, but it is the authority and confidence. So the body tech movement for this is, see, it's like someone coming out of the fire, they're their small self, and then they're jumping into the ruby, which ruby in Sanskrit is the king of all gemstones. So it's this, again, this freaking authority and this confidence. So when you're just like hypnotized and hijacked, is you could crouch down, and I want you to like think like, how could I do this for my body? Like some of you might not even be able to walk. Like you can change this in whatever way. And you're crouching down and then you're rising. Crouch, rise. But you want to get breath into it. The three things with body tech, it's the movement, the breath, and the intention. So I might go breathing in, squeeze, or I might just sit. And I might visualize this fire burning and that it's like alchemy and I'm burning away like whatever no longer serves me. And this is just really that like superpower pose, and just this one just asks you to like speak to yourself about how freaking awesome you are and like have an out loud conversation. You can do this sitting or standing up, maybe in the mirror or whatever, of just like, and kind of getting aggressive with yourself, especially if you're triggered by like feeling like some kind of victim. Because victim, like aggressive, like even anger is a higher vibration than victim. So sometimes you have to kind of like get stern with yourself. Like, no, like we're not playing this story again. Like you're not freaking like whatever the thing is that you think you are. Like you're not that. Like I'm done aligning with that story. Like this isn't good for you. This isn't good for me. This isn't good for our multiple freaking personalities. This isn't good. This is not good. So it's like having this like stern conversation, like wake up call. Again, like do it in a way that aligns with you or whatever conversation feels right. So I just want one more card to kind of, from this aspect of us, whatever they want to share. Just general, this one. Okay, small steps, big accomplishments. So I think this is a return on investment card. This is like, don't worry if you feel like, oh, great, like now I gotta wait even more. No, this is saying, what have you been working toward? And those small steps have been adding up and adding up and adding up and adding up and adding up. And they're actually adding up so much that they're creating this like level of success that sticks. That if it happened quicker, it would not be long lasting. So all the things that you've been working on is, this is also, this card came from a dream. See that turtle? He's like, thought he was a little land turtle and now he's a big sea turtle. That your dream is in alignment with what you hope and think it is, but it's different. It's like, oh, instead of me being a land turtle that I've been working towards, I'm a flying sea turtle bigger than the world. So you're still a turtle, but in a totally different way. So that's freaking cool. Also, please share any ideas of any types of readings you want. I love connecting to different versions of ourselves, different versions of feelings, or whatever you want to kind of learn more about. Someone suggested doing lives, which I've never done on YouTube, and there's some intimidation there, but I think that could be really cool. That was a good idea. A few people mentioned reading from the child self. That's why I chose this. So I love your ideas. Just keep sending them, because like they inspire me, and maybe I'll get a different idea just from one of your ideas that is like, I would have never thought if you didn't share. So I love you guys, and I'll see you later. Number 3s. Okay, so I want you to connect to that age, whatever age they are. Bring them on down, bring them on in, and I invite you guys, not you, the adult self. I mean, you can watch, but I want this younger version of you. I'm inviting this younger version of you. You are more than freaking welcome, and it is time for you to use your freaking voice. What do you want to share with us? Yeah. Okay, so first I want to get some information in what they want to share about the pain that they endured during that age and time. Now I want you to just see them as powerful. Just see them as so powerful. You know, see them as happy. See them as laughing. See them as joyful, because that's freaking real power. Their most powerful self. Okay, and then what do they want to share with you about your current manifestation right now? And then I want you to get into your body, embody them. Two messages from Body Tech. Okay, you guys ready? Oh, wow. Dang. Okay. The pain that you've endured, it's so weird. There's some theme. If you're watching all these readings, there is a theme. Unknown gift. So this is coming from what they want you to know about the pain that you've endured. Honestly, every single, like, the pain you've endured, younger self, has a very similar message that, like, oh, you went through it because there's something about giving birth to something else, some kind of a gift, something about your, this is part of your destiny path. So basically, like, I feel like I want to kind of bring in the other cards from because it like looks to me like a full freaking circle. Okay, so this is gonna be for you too. Okay, awesome. Number 3s. So the pain that younger version of you endured, one is saying, and this is from the one pile, that it was a part of your destiny path, that there was something that, happened, that if it didn't happen, you would not have this other ability, that it was a part of what, like, unleashes this gift in you, and that some kind of gift that you're meant to serve with others, and that you're this alchemist, and that you can turn that darkness and that pain that you endured into something that is light. And then this from group number 2, perception about what went down, about the pain that they endured, you could either look at this as an ostrich with its head in the ground, or know that it's a mother turning her egg over, ensuring that it has like its best, fullest development. So this is saying that there was something you couldn't see that was happening when you endured that. And what was happening is there was giving birth to something else. That at that same, every moment that you endured those pains or those traumas, that it was literally flip side of the coin, giving birth to the exact opposite thing within you. And that's this unknown gift. That there is this gift, and it's still actually years and years and years and years and years and years later, still, it's almost like that pain that you endured has this rippling effect throughout the rest of your life that is such a gift. Because if you didn't know that level of whatever that pain was, you wouldn't know, it wouldn't unlock this gift within yourself. So there's some gift that's still awaiting you that actually comes from whatever you went through. Okay. The powerful child or past self version, whatever age they are, them standing in their power is just asking you to trust. And they're saying that there's something that like in development that you can't see. Because moles, they're almost blind and deaf and can barely smell, and they just get through with their vibrations of their whiskers underground, right? So it's this idea of like this, they're almost blind, like you don't have the 3D proof in front of you. And where you're at in your stage, you're like this sapling, and we don't know, like, are you the oak tree? Are you the rose bush? Are you the great redwood? Like, there's something still in development for you, and you just have to trust that it's coming. And I wonder if it's talking about like this trust that there's this like yet another gift within yourself that is awaiting to be revealed for you from this past version. Whoa, isn't that cool? Like, and this is like a part of the workshop I'm going to do on August 17th. Again, I don't have the info yet, but like sign up for my email. It's virtual. It's in person and virtual, but I want to like start, it's identity shifting. And the irony is we're also working on our past self, and how when we, expand forward, we have to empower the versions behind us too, to help empower the versions forward. And like, I was just thinking with this reading, like, isn't that cool that they can like still offer us gifts? Like still, they can still gift us. Oh my God. Yeah. By us empowering them, they gift us with new levels of our own empowerment. That's so cool. Okay, so what they want you to know about the thing that you're manifesting right now. This card came up in the last reading too. Small steps, big accomplishments. So there's something that you've probably been working on for a while, trying to create and manifest. You haven't fully seen the thing yet. And it's saying that however long that's been taking is a good thing, because it's actually rooting and making sure that this thing has long-lasting success. Because if it was premature, it would just be like just kind of that egoic success that's like 1 minute in the spotlight, and then it doesn't really do much after that. So you're being asked to just like, be patient, but understand that this process of development and growth that has been taking some time is to ensure deep-rooted success when this thing like pops off in whatever way. When this thing, whether it's a love relationship or a success thing you're trying to manifest, or both, or whatever the thing is, like, it's been leading up to this thing to ensure like consistent, rooted success stays within this thing. And it's going to look a little different than what you think it is. Your body, this past self of you, their body wants to share with you, you are here to illuminate the world. You're here to be a freaking star. And you are the freaking abundance. Like, you are the most valuable thing. And I think they're saying they're the most valuable thing. Like, that version of them is so freaking valuable that, like, yeah, thank God you don't have to feel or go through that again. But like, that understanding of reality is so valuable because it is the thing that like allows you to transmute and create something else. And it is the thing that allows you to shine your brightest and to be the freaking star that you are. Let me just overarching message. Bring them in again, see them. Attract through glow. That in the light of day, like you would look like a cockroach or some format of a beetle. It is in the night season that it's in the darkness, it's in those hard times that you learn how to illuminate and become your most brilliant self and become a thing that people are attracted to and people ooh and ah over. And the other message is that these creatures, the firefly attracts its mates, the males attract their mate through the glow. So what are you glowing out? What are you thinking? How do you think about yourself? You're attracting it. You're attracting it. You're attracting it. I just feel like one more. See beyond the past. So this is, they're telling you, look what you've turned into. Like the ugly duckling who like just got so made fun of and has this poor self-concept, yet this beautiful black swan sees themselves as this like weak little ugly little creature because of its hurt it went through. But this is your past self is like, you need to own who you are now. Like, don't make me relive this for years. Don't make what I went through at that time and whatever programming it put in me, do not keep extending it. Like, stop. Own that you're freaking awesome. Own that you're freaking beautiful. Own that you're unique. Own that you're freaking powerful. Like, it's abusive. It's self-freaking abuse to keep reliving those lower thoughts about yourself. You are now keeping that past self trapped in that version and then trapping every version going forward in you if you keep doing this. So wake up. This is serious. Like, this is like real life stuff. Like, this version of you is like, do not play the victim. Do not. See me as powerful and see you as powerful, and together we will unite all our past selves being freaking epically powerful and do things that are beyond our wildest dreams. This is also why you should come to my workshop, because that's what we're doing. Okay, I love you, and I'll catch you on the flip side.